Hey guys, Tom Kiddison from TK Total Fitness in Cambridge here, and today I'd like to talk about and demonstrate how to reduce neck and shoulder pain and reduce any chances of injury. So I'm going to do quite a lot of talking on this video. Let's get straight into it. Right, here we go. So I've decided to kind of voice over this video as opposed to having the original audio, just because the acoustics in this place aren't particularly good and you're going to be able to hear me much better like this. So I like to just start off any workout I do, but you know, even this is kind of like a more gentle, just to get everything moving, to get your shoulders warmed up, to get your chest and back stretched off and activated as well. And it's just like a general movement, and it's quite kind of gentle before you go into the kind of more extreme stretches. So I do this at the start of any workout I'm going to do. It's all part of my warm up, and I would, recommend people do it. It's good to just get the synovial fluid pumping on the joints as well, just to get your joints lubricated. You know, if you've just woken up in the morning, you don't really want to be going straight into hardcore stretches. So these here as well, just again quite a gentle thing. You know, just shoulder rotations. You'll have to forgive the sweaty armpits going on there. Just finished the workout with my semi-private morning guys, so it gets quite emotional, I get quite sweaty on those. So just, again, shoulder rotations here, just warming up the chest. So the first one, warming up the chest and back, getting the joints lubricated. This one here as well, warming up the shoulders. And, there's no real strict rep range with these. Just go for about 30 seconds at least. But you want to make sure that you feel ready and limber by the end of these, right? So just, do as much as you need to do, but just make sure that you feel loose. Next one here is for upper traps. So upper traps being almost your neck, right? And this is how you stretch it. So you kind of passively push your shoulder down towards the ground, my right arm there, and then with the left hand, with a free hand, just like gently pulling the head across. You should feel a big stretch around your neck, around your upper trapezius. And these for me are absolutely crucial. Like, I get tight upper traps, and I have to do this every single day. Like, I don't get up late or anything like that. I have to get up, I'll do this for about 5 minutes in the shower every single day, just to stretch with my upper traps, because, sleeping positions, driving positions, how we sit at work, how we sit when we're eating, they can all contribute to tight upper traps and a kind of like rounding of the shoulders and just almost wearing your shoulders as earrings. So stretching your upper traps as much as possible. If you suffer shoulder pain, tension around your neck, rounded shoulders, tension, headaches around the base of the skull, stretch your upper traps as much as you can, okay? As much as possible. Next one's this one in particular where like stretches your anterior delts, so the front of your shoulders. There's different ways to do this, but for the most part, I look like a dot in the distance there, you can barely see me. So all I'm doing is putting my hand flat on the recess of the window. You can do it on the door frame or something like that, but it's really working on stretching your anterior upper body, right? So you should feel it with this one on your biceps. You should feel it on the chest as well, on the front of the shoulder also. You should feel it all on the front side of the body. So just, getting 1 to 2 minutes each side on there every single day, okay? So what we're going to do after that is just grab one of these resistance bands, okay? You can get these from, this one comes from myprotein.co.uk. You can get it from loads of places. You can get it from TK Maxx. You want quite an easy one for these as well, to be honest. If you're doing an actual work, I've put a video together with an actual workout before. You'd want a higher intensity one, a thicker one for that. But for these like mobility drills, these flexibility drills, it wants to be fairly easy going. So for this first exercise, you're going to get your hands, the wider you get them, the easier it's going to be. So start fairly wide, and the more you do this, the more mobile the shoulders are going to become, okay? And the easier it will become to do. And you can bring your hands closer together, and it will make it more difficult. You'll see when I do this, right? If you watch my shoulder, my left shoulder sits up higher than my right. So what I'll do is, if I'm in, I'll feel it more on my left side when I get it. So I don't do these enough, and it's certainly something that I've started doing when I train, and I'm going to make sure I do it about 3 times a week, because I kind of, we're all guilty of dismissing the important stuff, the stretching, the mobility and stuff. So it's not something I've paid a lot of attention to getting, particularly in recent times, but when I have, it makes a big difference. So that one's really just a big mobility exercise for the shoulders. And like I say, the closer the hands are together, the more difficult it's going to be. So as you get more mobile, bring your hands closer together. Take your time with that one though. Don't rush it, Don't force anything. If it feels painful, by all means, don't do it. It should feel tight. It should feel uncomfortable. But, if you've got shoulder issues and it feels like it hurts when you do it, then by all means, take it easy, right? Don't just force past sticking points. But when you're doing that, do it nice and slowly. Make sure you really feel a sticking point when you're doing it each time, okay? Right, next one you're going to do is just to strengthen up your external rotators of your rotator cuff. So most people are familiar with the term the rotator cuff, right? The rotator cuff's just a complex of muscles that make up the shoulder joint. Well, not make up the shoulder joint, but surround the shoulder joint. You've got bigger muscles around the shoulder, you've got smaller, more complex ones. Rotator cuff, right? So external rotators, these here, this is going to work your horizontal external rotators. And it's all well and good mobilising shoulders and working on flexibility, but we also want to look to strengthen the notoriously weaker area. So this one here is going to really help to strengthen up, like I say, in most people's cases, those weaker horizontal external rotators here. And then what we'll do in a minute is we'll hit a vertical external rotation as well. This one here is just working on strengthening up your mid back and your mid traps and your rhomboids. What I'm saying there is just make sure it's not too easy, right? Again, find your sweet spot. If your hands are too close together, it's going to be too hard. If your hands are too wide, it's going to be too easy. It wants to feel tough. All of these ones with the band as well, I'll go for 12 reps. So I'll go 12 reps here. I'll go 12 reps on those external rotations that I showed you and everything else. And then I'll do it 2 times 3. So with a band, just 12 reps of all of these and run 2 times 3. So this exercise here is just working on, like I say, strengthening up your mid traps and your rhomboids, which are your upper back muscles essentially, okay? So yes, that's not shoulder specific. However, it's all going to contribute towards keeping your shoulders back, right? And here's how you got to approach this as well. If you've got a bad posture, if your shoulders are rounded, then you are going to be more prone to injury, right? So although this isn't directly targeting the shoulders, I mean, there is going to be a bit of rear delt activation on this. It is promoting a healthy posture, and alongside a healthy posture comes a reduced chance of injury, okay? So it is all kind of part of the same package, right? I always say this to our guys, anyone that I train, the best kind of way to prevent injury is through mobility and flexibility and, optimal posture. The best way, and because if you get injured, results get put on hold, right? You have to have time off. Same with nutrition, right? You're eating your vegetables, you're getting plenty of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, etc. You're going to get ill less. If you get ill, results get put on hold. We have to have time off. So the idea is to not have any time off, right? Reduce injury, reduce chance of injury, reduce chance of illness. Just take preventative measures, and that way, you're going to ensure that you're bulletproof, particularly in the winter and stuff as well, right? Much more likely to get hurt and get ill. Right, this is that external rotation that I was talking about then, the vertical one. So what I'm doing here is just this, like a loop there, like a metal hoop. So you can do this around like a banister or a door handle or something like that. Whatever you works, just obviously if you're doing it around the door handle, be careful, you don't want a face full of rubber. No one wants that, especially in the morning. It's a rude awakening. This was filmed in the morning, by the way. This is after our session, so it's still pitch black outside. That's when you know you're in the right place for your training, right? When you leave and it's still pitch black, doing what others don't. One thing to note on these when you're doing these external rotations, right? Make sure you're not shrugging up. You don't want to be shrugging up. So that's what I just demonstrated there. Make sure the shoulders stay back and down, and the chest stays up, as opposed to bringing, again, tightening up around the neck. You want to avoid doing that. So from here, hands shoulder width from the band, and just pulling the band to the forehead each time. I'm going to do a side view here as well. So like I say, just anchor the band, and then what you're going to do is just pull the band to the face each time. I call these like scarecrows. Try like do a scarecrow impression almost. So bring the hands up to the temples. You should finish with your palms facing forwards. And like I say, you shouldn't be shrugging up at the shoulders at all, okay? So just bringing the band to meet the forehead. I've got quite a big forehead, so this makes it fairly easy, this one for me. And, again, with these exercises, right, they shouldn't be full body exhausted. They shouldn't be really tiring, but you should certainly feel fatigue around the areas that you're working. So with all of these taken into account, this is just kind of recapping on everything. So with all of these taken into account, you should definitely feel like fatigue around the shoulders. Again, this is, what I'm showing you here is just the general warm-up. So just, again, warming the shoulders up, warming chest and back up, and just do that prior to any of this other stuff, okay? So I'd always get that mobility stuff first, These are those static stretches. So again, the ones that I'd highly recommend you get every day, those upper traps first, and then again, you know, on a door frame or something like that, these anterior delts, just turn away and hold up for a couple of minutes there each side as well, okay? And then, like I say, with a band, if you shoot for that, you know, once every other day, 2-3 times a week, you know, something realistic. The most important thing is that you do it, you know, sometimes. So I would say certainly with the stretches, try and get them every day. With that, just those general warm-ups, get them every day as well. With a band, like I say, 2-3 times a week. Just make sure you get it at least a couple of times a week, right? More's better. You're not going to overdo it. Like I say, go through all that stuff every day. If there's any questions at all, hit me up, write a comment, do what you need to do. But, you know, like I say, take preventative measures when it comes to injury, right? You know, speaking from experience, I get really tight upper traps. And we've had a few of our guys recently, you know, complaining about tight neck muscles, you know, discomfort around the shoulders. Shoulders are the most susceptible joint to injury anyway. They're ball and socket joint. They're an open ball and socket joint, so they're quite easily hurt, right? Especially if you're training with bad form. You know, if you sit in an office all day, bad posture, etc., then your shoulders are likely to take a bit of a beating. So, you know, get these in, and it's certainly going to be, you know, doing you a lot of favours. And after, you know, a couple of weeks of being consistent with it, you're going to feel that, you know, big benefits. And it will be well worth, you know, the inconvenience of setting a bit of time aside in order to get in. So we're going to wrap this up now. Okay, I hope you found it useful. Cheers.